Hello, and welcome to Advice Guys, a weekly advice podcast hosted by me, Joshua Perlman, and
Me, little Hannah.
And me, larger Chris.
you do look larger, buddy.
Thanks, friend.
You're welcome.
I actually have lost 7 pounds
Since when?
since I started with my thing 8 days ago. I
Wow.
started at 233, and now I'm at 226.
Wow.
That's 7 pounds. I lost 7 pounds.
I think that's what you said.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But
I
head's
haven't
still-
weighed myself in probably 15 years.
I bet you probably weigh like 160 pounds.
I don't know. It's a mystery. You can lift me up later
Okay.
and see what it feels like.
I'll show you. I'll give you a hips in hug.
Okay.
Do I look really tan?
Everybody's been saying it, yeah.
Both Josh and I, before we started talking, were like, see if we can make it to the 1 minute mark without talking about our tan.
I know. It was, we bet each other $50 that we couldn't go one whole minute without mentioning how insanely tan
right.
you are.
So
Yeah,
tan.
right.
So tan. Where have you been?
Hawaii?
The beach.
The beach.
Yeah. I burnt to a crisp, though, on my back because I fell asleep for like 2 hours.
You fell asleep for 2 hours at the beach?
Yeah.
See, the pool seems like a single person's destination, and the beach seems very datey.
Yeah.
Were you on a date?
Yeah, I was with Will.
Well, he's got a name now. The whole last guy just had an occupation. This guy's got a name. That's awesome.
Yeah. We were with some friends, but yeah, we passed out.
I'm not a beach person. Are you a beach person, Chris?
No, I mean,
No, keep going.
I don't like sand feels dirty on my feet.
I love the power of the ocean and watching it. The concept of getting swallowed whole by a shark if I go in. No thanks.
Yeah, I will say I do prefer the pool over the beach because there's no sand involved. And it's more fun to swim in a pool than think about getting knocked down by a wave because I am so little.
I feel like way more Americans die in a pool every year than are eaten by sharks. Like your fear of sharks is totally asinine.
That's fair, but I still, whatever. Hey, you know what? We got so many emails asking me to write a new song for this episode.
Did you write those emails, Chris?
I did, and I actually wrote the song. I came up with a funny idea this morning, and I just kind of wanted to, like last time, get reactions from you guys. It's about 30 seconds. It goes.
All right.
Things that sound dirty but are actually not. Things that sound dirty but are actually not. Should I complain or just laugh a lot? Of things that sound dirty but are actually not. I love it when a fan blows in my face. Is that a celebrity who likes a cool breeze? Things that sound dirty but are actually not. Yeah! Thank you. Oh, so many emails coming for that one. You see, it's funny because the things sound dirty.
But then they're actually not.
Yeah, like another one would be like, oh man, I was so hard, but I couldn't finish. Because you were talking about the New York Times crossword puzzle. And that would be things that sound dirty, but it's going to be a big thing.
See, I didn't, after the first 3 times you said things that sound dirty but are actually not, I didn't know where you were going. But by the 17th time, I was like, oh, he's going to talk about things that sound dirty.
Right.
But are actually not.
Well, I have to establish the earworm first. Mm-hmm. And it's there. It's absolutely there. Somebody's already like, fuck, rewind this.
I wonder if people are like, why is R.F. Kennedy always listening to that song? And then they're like, well, he's got the earworms.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Didn't you see he swam in sewage recently?
Yeah, that guy. I'm glad he's involved in the running of this nation.
I like he's like that he says, there's no such thing. I'm going to ban autism. There's no such thing as autism. and then he takes his kids swimming in sewage, which proves maybe there is some. Maybe there's a little.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Not a fan of that guy.
Yeah, me neither. Let's not talk about politics. Hannah, how's your week been, buddy?
Great. Just been working and hanging out with some friends and my boyfriend.
Ooh, he's a
Ooh,
boyfriend. He's not even a guy you're
Whoa.
talking to.
First, he
This is
started.
escalating quickly.
He's got a name. He's got a title. Does he have a little desk?
No, but he's got a placard outside a closet.
Oh, he's got to have a desk. Little hula girl on the desk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's weird for me to like say out loud still
Sure.
that I have a boyfriend. Like it's like so strange. I haven't had a boyfriend since like 2018.
I think it's great. I think
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
And that's the age difference, right? You're 20, he's 18.
Yeah.
hmm That's cool. So you have a boyfriend and everything's great. There's no drama. There's no fighting over silly things. There's no like dumb conversations that you have.
How are you doing, Chris? What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I'm doing
You
good.
have a good week?
Yeah, I have a good week. I've got a show coming up, and I guess now that I signed the paperwork, I'm not allowed to say where I'm going, but it's going to be. I got the flight itinerary. It's aggressive. I do 18 hours in the air, 12 hours on the ground, and then 18 hours back. So it's like it's a whirlwind. I leave on 4 o'clock. I literally leave at 4 o'clock on the 17th, and I'm home at 2 p.m. on the 20th. And
Wow.
then I'll be hitting 2 different countries, 2 shows. It's a lot of time in the sky. I'm a little stressed out about it.
Sure. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it one bit.
You leave the 17th and then you're back on the 20th and you have 2 shows?
Yeah, like it's like I literally leave on the 18th. I think it's an 18-hour difference and it's 18 hours ahead. So then I fly into the future and I land on the 18th. The show's on the 19th. At midnight on the 19th, I get on a plane to come back. So I'm home on the 20th at 2 p.m.
That was only one show, though.
2 shows one day.
Oh, okay.
A matinee and an evening show. And so I'll literally like touch down, be driven to and from the airport, do the shows, leave. I'll be tired. But it'll be fun.
Yeah. Sounds great, buddy.
So I'm just a little stressed because it's 36 hours in the sky.
Sure.
That's a long time. I think I would have a panic attack being in an airplane for that long.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know what happens. I'll let you know. But other than that, I'm good. I'm feeling good. I haven't been drinking as much, which is very challenging for me because Josh knows and Hannah knows I enjoy drinking. I haven't been drinking at all this week. It's been pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And but yet, of course, earlier I was like, we should go to Barney's later.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch hockey today.
Yeah. So, but it's pretty cool. It's amazing. Like I will say, and it's probably obvious for people who don't drink as much. Josh, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But
Not a
Hannah,
clue.
yeah. But Hannah, it's like your heart rate lowers. Like you feel less bloated.
Yeah.
You have less anxiety.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm just saying.
I mean, when I was in college, I drank all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Even I go through some I go through some phases out here nowadays where it's like not that I'm drinking a lot, but it'll be like sometimes I'll go out have like a drink a night.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Doesn't sound crazy, but
I think the problem with the thing about it that I enjoy too much is I like that my brain doesn't stop, and it's for when I'm sipping alcohol, it's like it's a buzz, it's a slowdown. It's not like this gives me confidence. This is the greatest. I love this. It's just like now I can fucking relax. Where else I'm like, hey, do you want to hear a song I wrote just a second ago? Cool, I wrote another one. Hey, do you want to do whatever? And it's just like, and I'm. So it's cool. It's got its good and bad, but I mean, it's definitely. I've replaced it with walking every day instead of 3 days, and doing boring yoga stuff. But it helps.
nice.
But yeah, Barney's later. Of course, just basketball and football and fucking chicken wings,
Basketball and hockey.
right? Well, either way.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh?
I had a weird week. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel, but I had not spoken with my ex in ages, and Chris and I were walking down the street and bumped into her.
Which
And
ex? The married one?
yeah,
Okay.
and like it was very cordial and very nice, but like it was super dysregulating for me.
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfortable at all. And then we talked on the phone a bit, and it was all very nice, but like it was all very strange, and I still don't know how I feel exactly.
Is
Like,
she still married?
yes, I believe so. They're separated, I believe. I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't know entirely what's going on with them.
Interesting.
But she seems like she's doing well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It was. I'm trying to understand. Like, I think she is someone who I always had butterflies around. Even like 3 years in, would always have butterflies when I was around her, and I still had butterflies, but they were different.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but I care a great deal about her, and I hope she's great.
I can say that as a person who was there during the conversation,
You watched it.
I
Yep.
watched it happen. I can say it was one of those weird scenarios where it was one of the places where we were about like 20, 30 yards out, and he's like, "Oh, I think that's my ex."
We were probably 100 yards out, and I
Well,
was like,
I
"That's
didn't.
her."
I didn't want to make it sound sad.
No, it was funny though because you were like, I was like, "That's her," and you were like, "You can see from here," and I was like, "I can't see her face, but I know her gait, and that's her.
Yeah.
It's 100% her." And then go on, Chris, your experience.
And then we walked up to her and they greeted each other. And then she hugged me, which I was not expecting because we'd never hugged before. And it was not a hips out hug, which was the weirdest part about it. So I felt close to her. But in that moment, I can tell you that it was one of those really funny things where it's like, I was like, do I walk away and let him talk privately? Do I stand here? So it's like no big deal. It was the only time in my life where I felt I was exactly where I was supposed to be and the exact place I didn't want to be at the exact same time.
Yeah.
But he's right. It was very cordial, and it wasn't a big deal. Whereas months ago, it would have been a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So good for you,
Well,
Josh.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I just yeah, it's interesting. I like she and I talked about the idea of us working on being friends. I have no idea what that would even look like, but it it was ultimately like really informative and good for me to see her.
were you guys friends before you were dating?
We like yeah, we met and insta became like best friends slash siblings,
Mm.
and there was also like a romantic component that was
Yeah.
unavoidable, and
Yeah.
then
Which is
that
my
changed
favorite.
everything.
Which is my favorite part about siblings. Well, good. Well, it sounds like we're all killing it.
We are
So-
all killing it.
So, Josh,
Should
why
we-
don't you tell us what we do next?
I think we're going to save some lives next. We ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 1. Hey guys, how's it going? I am writing in because I'm in an impossible situation and I don't know what I should do or even what I'm supposed to do. Okay, here's the deal. I met this couple maybe 5 years ago. They're married and ethically open. I'm bi, and all three of us are really compatible. We became good friends, all three of us. And occasionally, the three of us or any two of us hook up. It's always been casual and has really worked well, I think, for all three of us. I would say these two people are maybe my closest friends, and I believe I'm one of theirs. So here's what happened last week. The husband and I went for a hike, and he told me he's met a girl. I was like, that's not new. You guys have loads of lovers. I'm right here, sunshine. The fucked up part with this one, he doesn't want to share her with the wife. He doesn't want to tell the wife. Am I supposed to? What the fuck is his problem? He has the perfect marriage. Why fuck it up?
I'm
Mm.
going to let you field this one first, Hannah.
I mean, it sounds like maybe, obviously, with having that kind of like open relationship, the other, besides maybe this girl who wrote in, um, it obviously sounds like the other people that they've been open with have kind of just been more of like physical in a way. And maybe this girl that he met, it's more of like an emotional thing. And he doesn't want the wife to, like, know that there's also this emotional connection rather than it just being like a fun physical.
Well, I definitely think this is trouble. Like, this is bad news that dude, like, met a girl and doesn't want to tell the wife, especially if they're, like, ethically open.
Yeah.
So immediately, like, it's bad news. For this woman who's writing in, I mean, she's not wrong. She's in an impossible situation. But, like, I don't know. It's funny that we were just talking about what we were talking about, because I would say, like, you enter into a whole kind of dangerous ground that you have no understanding of, and it's like quicksand. Anytime you insert yourself into another relationship, or anytime you're involved in another relationship.
Yeah.
And so, like, normally speaking, I would say, like, yeah, tell your friend that her husband, but, like, it's a completely different situation because she has a level of trust with this guy, clearly, where he felt comfortable enough to tell her about this new woman.
I think, it's once you start mixing up marriages and once you start playing with that stuff, it's like a gateway drug to just stupidity and just bad decisions, because all of a sudden, like, okay, on paper you have, here's a couple there, they're having an open marriage. That's a quote unquote the perfect marriage. The only reason that this person who's not in the marriage says it's a perfect marriage because they're not in the marriage and they can fool around with either one of them or all three and still be three. So it's like they think that they have the perfect situation. So now this guy in this perfect marriage with this perfect woman all of a sudden is told he can fool around with whoever he wants to as long as he includes the wife. Now he's like, I'm bored with that. Now I want another secret one. And I want to hide this one away. And then it's just going to escalate. Then he's going to have secret flings with the new one. And it's just like, when does this person's penis ever become satisfied? And it just sounds like creepy and weird. So I'd say if she wants to know the answer, she is in an impossible situation. By being in the situation at all, this thing shouldn't bother you. It doesn't matter. It's not your responsibility to tell his wife what's going on.
Well, I think that that's like a kind of myopic view, because I also think that, like, Chris, you're built for monogamy. That's what you wanted. You want, like, a traditional husband and wife scenario. I'm not built for that. I'm not going to, like, settle down and get booed up.
That's your opic.
That's your opic. My opic, your opic. Well done, buddy.
Thanks.
No, but, like, I'm not built for that. It sounds like both this man and woman in this marriage are not built for just, like, this is my one person and I get all the things from them. So I think it's totally normal and human to get something from multiple people. But, like, once it stops being honest and open, that's when you're doing something wrong. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I can see all of our points. I mean, I can see what you're saying. I just think that she entered an impossible situation when she entered the situation.
Yeah.
I think she should just Homer Simpson into the hedges. Just, like, back out of this relationship for a little while and let them figure it out.
Absolutely.
It's hard though, because it seems like she has, like, friendships with them outside of being romantic with them, but it is like, yeah, I don't know, that's sticky. I feel like I would feel really guilty not telling the wife, but at the same time, it's like I also don't want to displace the trust that she has with the husband, who's also a friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like obviously she's not necessarily married to these people. She could easily just, like, get out.
Hmm? Yeah, I think she should just back out of this relationship.
She should move. She should just move.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right, are we ready for the next?
Yeah.
Hello. I've been seeing a guy for about a year. We go out maybe, like, once every couple months, maybe less than that. Mostly I just go over to his house, we hang out, chat a bit, the sex is amazing, and then I leave. It mostly works, except for when it doesn't. Every time I ask him what we are doing, he's just like, this is what we're doing. Anytime I try to talk about my feelings, he is immediately respectful. He just says, if this isn't what you want, we should stop. He never tells me how he feels about anything other than, like, chit chat. I have no clue if he likes me, if he wants more, If he doesn't give a shit about me and just uses me like a prostitute, I keep going back, though. On some level, it is working for me, I guess. I don't know what to do.
How
And
weird!
cue Chris's joke.
How weird is it, Josh, for the girls, one of the girls you're seeing, to write this question into our show, and then you read it?
I fucking knew this was coming when I read the question the first time.
This sounds like you and I on a walk. You know what I mean? You're like, I tell him, hey, sit down. You sit down.
I do not.
If you do not want this exact great sex, treat you like a prostitute, treat you like a good lady, and then get out of my apartment without bringing me beers. If you don't want that, hey, I support whatever it is you want. Go get it. Go get it. I respect women. Just leave if that's what you want.
Oh, I'm so glad you did exactly what I knew you would do when I read this question.
I'm glad I did too.
Oh.
I mean,
I'll say as a girl who's been in this exact scenario, it's so very clear to me now, and in many situations I've been in, that boy does not want anything with her. And he probably doesn't really like, I mean, I'm sure he likes her to some extent, but he doesn't see it going anywhere. It's been, what, a year?
I mean, as boy who has had primarily relationships akin to this, I would say I think he really likes her and values her and respects her and enjoys the time they spend together immensely, but doesn't have a desire or capacity for spending time in other kind of normal romantic or friendship ways.
I'm looking up the word akin.
I'll say, let me rebuttal. I'll say that when I got out of this said similar situation, said guy then moved on within days and wants to date the next girl. So it was just me that he didn't want.
I think that is potentially, I would say there were a great many things I'm sure Guy liked about you, and whether or not he moved on quickly, I don't think it has anything to do with you or you're lacking anything. But I would also make the argument that there are some guys out there who literally love just that, are not looking for any more than that with anyone else, and are super happy with exactly what they have. God, I hope less people listen to this week's than normal.
I think if this girl wants more, like, if she's constantly bringing up, like, what are we? Let's talk about our feelings. Like, clearly, like, I don't know. I think she needs to look at, like, is she okay? Like what Chris used to tell me. If you're happy with this, then, like, this is the relationship you have. If she's happy with that, then, like, so be it. That's what she's in. But if she wants more and she's constantly asking what we are and let's talk about feelings, this isn't it.
Right.
What's your advice to this woman, Chris? And then I'll give mine.
Yeah, it's like the same advice I would have given Hannah. It's like if you're happy with Dick Boy lying to you and being completely selfish while making you feel satisfied, and that's enough for you, then cool, you have exactly what you want. Not in any way making reference to Josh as Dick Boy, but I'm just saying that's how I began the conversation. I was jokingly making fun of that this was you, so I didn't want you to think I was name calling because I wasn't. But if this guy is obviously, these are not the droids that you are seeking her every time she has feelings, and she just like, she's not really sure what to do with it because he's pushing all of her buttons. And there are some women, sad to say, there are some women, and Hannah, you can agree or disagree. There are some women, like, once you get them off really good a couple of times, they're like blinded by your penis. And they're just like, they love the sex so much that they all think that it's love. Am I wrong?
I think that's true of both sexes.
Okay, well, I mean, sure. Sometimes good sex manages to sway common sense.
My advice to this woman would be, I think it's great. I think you're doing exactly what you should be. Don't expect any more from him. He cares about you a great deal.
Oh my God.
He adores you. And any woman in a similar situation to this who might be listening to this podcast, any woman, I think he really thinks you're amazing.
Josh trying to save his
I think
ass
he
right now.
respects you a great
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. And this isn't for just one person. This could be up to 17 people.
Buddy.
Or you could leave this situation and then not be looking for anything and then randomly find a new guy who then is so obsessed with you.
And you might think that'll never happen, but it will.
Oh, look at what he did there. All right, our next question. Stay with him. He's great. Next question. Hey guys, my question is this. Does anyone else actually like going down on people, or is it just like a thing you do so that they will go down on you? I can't tell if my girlfriend actually likes giving me blowjobs or if she just does it out of obligation, which I definitely do not want. But I don't want to say anything because I don't want her to think I don't like it when she does it. But I get in my head every time she is, and it fucks with my heart on. We're switching gears a little bit.
Personally, as a girl, I don't really care for guys to go down on me. But
Really?
I don't care for it.
You don't like it?
Nah.
Why? Too intimate?
Know. It's just like, I don't know. I don't care for it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say that I don't like to do the opposite, but
to go down on women?
No, I'm just gonna get real graphic here.
Yeah, just let it out there.
I would say I don't mind giving head. I think it's quite enjoyable to like please a man in that way, but sometimes a guy has like way too big of a dick that it's like not fun.
Sorry, ladies, for Chris.
Yeah, when I saw that in the P. Diddy trial, that he assaulted some woman and she filed in her lawsuit to get back at him, she said, when he whipped out his Tootsie Roll sized penis, I was no longer afraid.
Wait, so actually that was real?
Yeah, and I just thought that was so hilarious. Not that she was assaulted, not that anything else, but that she went for a dick-sized jab at him in her lawsuit. She's like, his penis was a Tootsie Roll. So you insulting me, Josh?
I wasn't. I was crediting you with being. I was calling you Tripod Newberg.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think first off, I think it depends on the person. I think that there's definitely different chemical reactions to certain people have different flavors. Certain people are tangier, certain people are sweeter. There's just different flavors. But in the male perspective, in the oral department. But I mean, any guy who thinks anything other than this is super fun when he's getting a blowjob is confusing to me.
Well, I think that this guy actually values his girlfriend and is in his head that she isn't enjoying it. Because I will say, I will say this about my ex. The greatest gift she gave me, the one who I bumped into, is I was probably not great at performing oral prior to meeting her. And now she has taught me a great deal. And I am very grateful. And I loved going down on her.
Wait, no, sorry, keep going.
No, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, I wouldn't say that maybe some women feel like they're obligated to give head, but I sometimes, me personally, especially, sometimes I don't like to make the first move, just in given a situation, depending on who I'm with. But sometimes I don't like to make the first move because I don't know if where their headspace is at. So I like to be directed towards okay, this is what they want. I wouldn't just immediately be take off your pants and whip out your dick,
Not with that voice.
I like, I get what this guy's saying, though, because if you're ever like, oh, shit, I don't know that she's loving this, you can never love it. And I think that's true of any kind of intimate or sexual act, whatever the sex is, whether it's fetish stuff or just missionary. If you look into your partner's eyes and you don't get the sense that they're like fucking loving it, then it's awful.
Right.
So for this guy, I get your plight because you can't say anything to her. Because once you say, like, do you like doing it? In her head, she's going to hear, like, oh, he doesn't like it when I do it.
Mhm.
So, like, yeah, I mean, like, talking about blowjobs with your female partner is like trying to, like, catch butterflies with your hands. Like, you have to do it so gently. Otherwise, you just got a fucking dead monarch. What happened? Jesus! Oh, it's a guitar pick.
I thought it was a lesion.
For those listeners, yeah, it looked like Chris had a giant open wound, but he just has plastic sticking to him for some reason. That's the stage of life you're in. You're just like walking around your apartment, like basically vacuuming with your flesh.
I didn't know I had a guitar pick stuck to my hand. It was weird.
I feel like that's something you should know.
I didn't.
You should be able to feel that if you're a person with nerves.
I guess I'm not.
Yeah, for dude, I don't talk about it, but just like, I don't know. Don't ask her about it, but maybe just like pull some moves to see if it seems like she's super into it or if it seems like she's super not. And also like maybe just like never broach it with her and wait till she does it with you. I don't know.
Exactly. That's what I think.
Hannah you look perplexed.
I don't know. I like to be told what to do. So sometimes like maybe he could be maybe a little bit more direct, but in like a sexy way.
That's kind of what I mean by like pull some moves to like read some social cues. Like get a little dirty talk in the oral area and see if she's like, yeah, or if she's like, and if she's the latter, then I don't know, find another girl. The next one. I love the order of these questions. Hello, for Mother's Day, my husband and children gave me a puppy because he's an idiot and they wanted a dog. Sounds like every wife ever.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want a dog. Don't get me wrong. I love dogs, but I already have a million things on my plate, and now I have to train and feed and take care of a brand new puppy, and they aren't helping at all. I want to rehome the dog, but I know it would destroy my kids. My husband just thinks it's funny. Like everything, he just says, come on, it's a puppy. Because again, idiot. I don't know what to do. Am I a monster for wanting to give the puppy away?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a monster for wanting to give the puppy away? Just, hard monster?
Yep.
I mean, like, I understand, like, she's not the one who got the dog, but, I mean, if your family wanted it, you're really just gonna, like, take the dog back? I just feel like that's kind of mean.
Yeah, it's very narcissistic. It's like you're not considering everybody else involved in it just because you don't want one.
And it's like, I get that she's, like, taking on the responsibilities of having to train it, but it's like, I don't know that I'm just like this poor puppy is now like here thinking it has a new life with this family and your family is happy with puppy and then you're just like, nah, I'm gonna fucking take it back. Like that's really sad. I have such a soft spot for animals and that would just break my heart.
Yeah, that is weird. A side note, do you have any idea? I was just thinking when you went on your rant, because sometimes you switch voices and that's the same voice you used. I did a clip of ours last week, and it was the What If Women Ruled the World? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, so many dudes hate women.
Yeah, so that's many not news, dudes, buddy.
It is
that's
to me.
News at all.
I had somebody, I almost got into it with someone on one of the YouTube links, but then I was like, I'm stepping down from this, and I didn't.
Wait, what did you post? It was just a short clip of that.
Yeah, I tagged you in it. You would have seen it if you would have looked at it. Way to go, girl. We have a podcast, Hannah. You should listen to it.
No, I saw that you posted it on your story. But
yeah, do you know how that works? Then you just hit retweet, and the people who know you know that you're on the podcast, and then they can see it too. But that said, yeah, I put it on my story. I put it on TikTok. Got a bunch on TikTok. It got a bunch on YouTube. It got like 2,000 or 3,000 on my story on Insta. But it was basically like us doing the funny bit last week about
Women
how
ruling the world.
and people were like, "Oh yeah, right. Have you ever seen 6 women in a room, lesbians?" And it's like,
yeah, we don't need to spend a ton of time here, but yeah, guys are awful, and people who comment on social media are stupid. Anyway,
I know, but I just when you went on that rant, Anna, about puppies, it made me think. Oh, I wanted to bring it up to y'all, but that's cool. Josh shut me down like I'm 12.
well, at least you know it. Sometimes you miss it when I'm trying to shut you down. So
No,
this
I
time you
picked up.
saw it.
Okay, thanks.
You're getting better. Look, Chris, if this isn't working for you, I respect you. I think you're great. But if it isn't working, I want you to do what's best for you.
Suddenly, this makes me want to listen more.
To this person writing in about the dog, whether or not you rehome the dog, I'm not going to judge you. I would keep the dog, absolutely. But this to me is a conversation that you need to have with your husband that has nothing to do with a fucking puppy. Because it just sounds like you're super undersupported. And rather than going to him and being like, fucking train this dog, bro.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there gaslighting you and laughing and being like, hey, it's just a puppy. Like your marriage sounds like you need to get some support there.
Yeah,
He doesn't sound great. That's my take.
it's a good take.
Also, if God didn't make puppies the cutest things in the world, we would murder all of them because they are monsters.
It's true.
Have you ever raised a puppy, Chris?
Yes, 2.
They're tough.
My dog is still a monster, and he's almost 9.
Fair. It
Yeah,
actually scans.
yeah.
All right. Final question. Should we get into it?
Let's do it.
Hey, guys. Last week I had to attend a funeral. It was a friend's father who passed, and it was all very sudden, and everyone was shocked. The funeral was pretty awful, and the wake afterwards was about what you would expect. Incredibly depressing. But, and here is my question, there was a guy there, and I talked with him for a second, and I don't know if he was flirting or not, because it was not the place for it. I don't even know his name, so I would have to text my friend and say, hey, the guy I met at your dad's funeral, can you get his info for me? Which feels wrong, no? I don't know. Am I an awful friend? And am I an awful friend?
This is the second question that you've sent in, Josh. No, I don't think it's bad. If we have chemistry with someone, you have chemistry with someone. It happens at weird places. It makes for a funny story later.
I think the tricky bit about this is the like text to your friend.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm still really sorry your dad died, but that dude who was wearing the black suit and tie who I talked to over by the thing, like, can I get his info? That doesn't feel like it. Like, if somebody texted me that, like, the week my mom died, I'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, I would maybe give it some time, but also wait, did she get the guy's name?
No, she said she doesn't know his name.
Fuck. I was gonna say if she got his name, she could easily do some, stalking and find his info real quick. But
I just don't see anything wrong with it. I think that like maybe wait a week or two.
yeah,
Just be like, hey, my condolences still, or yeah, it was nice seeing you at your dad's funeral. I'm very sorry again. I could remember. It was nice seeing
No,
you.
I'm just saying it was nice seeing you at your dad's funeral is an hilarious thing to say.
You could also take the angle of like, I'm like, I know this, I hope this doesn't sound weird, but I had a really good conversation with the guy in the black suit. I'm like, who was that? And you don't have to say that your intentions are dating. Be like, who was that person? It was Joe Segway. And then do the Hannah thing and stalk him and find him. It's pretty easy to find dudes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you could just be like, I had a really good conversation and I would love to have another with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even need to say I'd like to have another. Just be like, you know what? I was at your funeral. Beautiful ceremony, by the way. So pretty. Again, I'm so sorry for your loss. But I had such a really weird, nice conversation with the guy in the black suit. What was that guy? What was his name? I'd love to thank him.
Or you could go another route and just be like, hey, I just got this envelope in the mail from your father's estate. he said that his dying wish was for me to date that guy who was definitely going to be at the funeral, but your dad didn't write his name. Do you remember who the guy I was talking to was? You can make it that way.
It's okay. It's not okay. Yeah, well, I think that one's solved. I think we saved lives.
I think we saved a lot of lives.
Good job. Hannah, do you want to do the thing?
You guys, my phone didn't crash out on me this time.
You're doing great, buddy.
You're doing good.
You got a boyfriend. Your phone made it through the whole pod.
Yep.
Look at you go.
Look at me. All right, you guys. I know we missed it last week, but we're back at it again. This time, again every time as ever, we're advice guys, and you can email us at adviceguys11@gmail.com and send us your questions. You can subscribe, like, comment on YouTube what you want to hear from us. You can follow us on Instagram. Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
You nailed it.
Yeah, it sounded like you were doing a little helium there at the end, but it was good. It was very good.
Oh my god.
Yes, please, if you enjoy the show, please like and subscribe. You can find us individually on Instagram. I'm at the Chris Army.
I like how Chris has to reiterate what I just said every time afterwards.
No, I was just I was doing the Instagram follow thing to tag on to what you said. What's your Instagram information, Hannah?
Little Hannah sucks.
Okay. But only if she's told how to.
Oh,
okay.
Buddy. Come on.
Sorry. And Josh, what are you on Instagram?
I'm Joshua Lee Mann. That's what I am.
All right, everybody. Great episode. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.